Welcome to Retro Scale Modelling. This is part 3 of Ella's Alouette 3 Grande Mare scale 1 to 72, and this will be done in a flying elephant configuration. In part 2 I built the main helicopter, so in part 3 I'm going to be carrying on the build and completing the build, placing on the body form of the elephant. So let's jump into this and see how I get on. So first of all, I'm going to be decorating the elephant. So what I've got here is Tamiya's X12 gold leaf, and I'm just painting in a rough rectangle shape at the moment. And if you remember from the part 1 of the video, what I'm painting on is painted masking tape to make it appear like it's sort of canvas. So when I was looking at these flying elephants from India, all the canvas wrapping had some sort of design on them. Now I wasn't too sure what the design was, and I was debating how to go about painting this. Should I create stencils and paint it in, or try and print it off in decal form and place it on, or just freehand it? In the end I decided to freehand it, because I thought, well, the very talented, clever people who done these probably freehanded it anyway. So I thought I would do it as well. It's never going to look as good as the original elephants did, because the Indian designs are incredibly detailed and beautiful to look at. So I'm just putting in marks, really, how I think it should look. And for a contrast colour, it's Rebel Aquacolor 05 white, and these are just little diamond shapes and things like that I'm painting in. Now I would imagine on the real thing there was probably whites, gold, and blues, greens, and so forth. I'm not too sure. I was only ever able to find black and white photographs, so it's quite difficult to discern what the actual colour was. And as I'm doing it, I'm changing the pattern as I go along. If I'm not happy with something, I'll just change it and see how that works. It's all tried just to get it flowing free in a free motion, instead of having it more uniformed. I feel that it should be a sort of free action, this painting. I could be wrong though. And I'll be making similar markings on the actual elephant heads as well. Predominantly white on this one, just little pinpoint markings going down the trunk. So once that's painted and dried, it's time to wrap up the helicopter. Now this is the reason why I haven't put in the rotary shaft just yet, because I'll be placing this wrap around it. Now, with this wrap, I'm not having it completely conform to the body of the actual helicopter itself. I want it to look loose and bulky, just like it is in the photograph. It's not going to be like a shrink fit. And each part is cemented off using super glue, and as it goes on, I'm just cutting away any excess and any openings that I need to create to go over the actual furniture of the aircraft, so the steps and the storage boxes. And once it's all dry, I'm cutting out the area where the Rotary Mechanism is going to be sitting. So I'm just taking my hobby knife and going around the thing. So this is a new sharp blade, so I'm just running it along to make a nice straight cut to the contours where the housing is going to sit. Now that I'm putting on the elephant head, and again, like the body, this is secured with a bit of super glue. So just placing it on here. Now this may have also been the point where I've fogged up the camera if I've got a little bit of glue seeped out. I'm not 100% sure, but the canopy is fogged up anyway because of it. Whatever the fault was, wherever I made that mistake, the mistake has been made. But on the whole, I think it's shaping up to look okay. And next is to fit the rotary mechanism and housing that just goes on top with the opening that I cut away, and then the exhaust system goes on afterwards. I have to do it in that order, otherwise you wouldn't get the pieces to fit. So the rotary blade mechanism first, then the exhaust system. I will be placing this on a stand, as you can see here. So I'm just going to see where this is going to be sitting before I make the cut into the fuselage to hold the stand. And once I'm happy with the position, it's just a simple case of drilling some pilot holes into the bottom before cutting it up and opening up the slat in order to hold the shaft and stand. And all I'm doing is cutting a little bit at a time, just making sure I'm not taking too much off. It takes a little while to do if you're using a hand tool. Of course, you can use many different tools to do this, but I prefer just using a nice sharp blade. Next is the legs, and I'm painting these in much the same way as I did the bodywork, just little dots and shapes. And once that dry, I've taken a piece of sprue here, and I'm just going to roll up this bit of painted masking tape. Then it'll be secured with a little bit of super glue so it doesn't come undone. It doesn't need a lot of super glue, just a little bit. And the most important thing is to make sure you're not gluing in the actual rod that I'm using to roll the leg into place. It only takes seconds to dry, and once it's dry I can just pull out the rod, you can see there, and then I'll just trim off the excess. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of lip on there, just to make it easier to finish it off. If I didn't leave the lip on there's a chance it would come undone and unravel. So once the lip's there, I'll just put a little bit more glue on it, then roll it back into itself so it closes it all up. And then snipping the top around the edges will just enable me to open up the painted masking tape, and this will give me a base to secure the leg onto the elephant. There's other ways you can do it. Of course, you can just glue it straight on like that, but this just gives it a little bit more punches. But before I put on the legs, I'm just going to be placing on the actual blades. I needed to clamp these into position. There was a little bit tricky. The contact points are not huge, hence why I had to clamp them in position. So now I'm placing on the last leg, and as you can see, where I cut and fanned out the edge of the leg, it just creates that stable base for the leg to sit on. Now it is secured with super glue, so again seconds to set. In fact, it's all ready to stand on its own. And that's the build complete. That's all I'm going to be doing with the build. This was a lot of fun to do. Okay, it may not look 100% brilliant. There's a lot of improvement I could do on it, but first attempt, I'm quite happy with it. I'm particularly pleased with the head of the elephant, sculpting out of clay. Never done that before, so that was good fun to do, and it is just a little bit of fun. Like it, hate it, whatever, it was fun to do. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you check out the channel for my other videos. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified of any new upcoming builds. Also hit that little bell icon, that'll give you your notifications. Leave a comment, hit that like button, and don't forget to share the video. But for now, thank you all for watching. Bye bye.